Don't ever leave your kids alone with nannies. The estate in Ibadan was the picture of tranquility. The streets were lined with neat rows of houses, the kind where neighbors greeted each other warmly every morning. It was the perfect place for Darasimi and her husband Tunde to raise their two children. Tolu was 4, curious and full of questions about everything. Fola, their youngest, was 2, a bundle of energy who could light up the room with her laughter. Darasimi loved being their mother, but balancing a demanding job in Lagos and motherhood wasn't easy. After months of struggling with unreliable domestic staff, she knew she needed help. Atinuke was highly recommended by a close family friend. She was described as trustworthy, hardworking, and God-fearing. When Darasimi met her for the first time, she felt reassured. Atinuke was a petty woman with a soft voice. Her clothes were simple and her hair tie were always impeccably neat. She spoke in fluent Yoruba, calling Darasimi Madam and bowing respectfully every time she addressed her. "Thank you for trusting me, Madam," Atunike said with a smile that didn't quite reach her eyes. "I will take care of your children as if they are mine." Something about the way she said it made Darasimi pause, but she quickly brushed off her unease. Atunike came highly recommended after all. Atunike moved in on a Sunday. By Monday, the house was running like a well-oiled machine. She woke up early to prepare breakfast, bathed the children, and entertained them with traditional Yoruba song and folk tales. "You are so lucky," Darasimi's friend Funke said over the phone. "Good nannies are hard to find." Darasimi agreed. She began to relax, trusting Atunike more with each passing day. But the first sign of trouble came just 2 weeks later. Tolu, usually a fearless little boy, started showing signs of fear. He refused to sleep in the room and would cling to Darasimi's leg whenever she returns from work. "Mommy, I don't want to stay with Auntie Atinuke," he said one night as he turned him in. "Why, my dear? She's scary." Darasimi laughed softly. "Auntie Atinuke is not scary. She loves you." But Tolu shook his head vigorously. "She does bad things at night." "What bad things?" Tolu hesitated, his small face in confusion. "I don't know, but I hear her talking to someone." Darasimi brushed it off as a child's wild imagination, but she started paying closer attention to Atinuke. Over the next few days, strange things began to happen. Darasimi would find toys arranged in odd manners on the floor, like small pyramids. The children would cry out in their sleep, but when she went to check on them, they would be sitting upright, staring blankly at the wall. Fola, who was barely learning to speak, started pointing at shadow and saying, "Auntie is watching! Auntie is watching!" Darasimi unease grew. She confronted Atinuke, but the nanny calm demo never wavered. "Children sometimes dream strange things, Madam," she said with a serene smile. "It is nothing to worry about." One night, Darasimi woke up at 2 a.m. to a faint sound. It was rhythm like drumming. She nudged Tunde awake. "Do you hear that?" He listened for a moment before shaking his head. "It's probably just your imagination." But Darasimi couldn't shake the feeling that something was wrong. She got up to check on the children. Their room was silent, and they were fast asleep. Yet the sound of drumming lingered in the air, faint but insistent. The next morning, she asked Atinuke about it. Atinuke, did you hear anything last night, like drumming? No, madam, Atinuke replied, her voice calm as ever. Perhaps it is a spirit passing through. You know how these things happen. Her words sent a chill down Darasmi's spine. The turning point came on Saturday morning. Darasimi decided to clean the children's room herself. Atinuke had gone to the market with Fola, leaving Tunde outside playing. As she dusted the shelf, something fell from the top. A small black pouch tied with red strings. Darasimi's heart pounded as she picked it up. She untied the pouch and poured its content onto the bed. Inside were small bones, a piece of charcoal, and a folded paper with strange markings. Her breath caught. This wasn't normal. When Atinuke returned, Darasimi confronted her. Atinuke, what is this? Atinuke looked at the pouch outside, flinching. It is for protection, madam. Protection? Darasimi's voice rose. For who? For the children, Atinuke said simply. Darasimi's anger flared, but she held back. She decided to visit her mother in the village for advice. Darasimi's mother, Mama Resi, was a well-respected elder, known for her knowledge of Yoruba tradition. When Darasimi told her about Atinuke and the pouch, Mama Resi's expression darkened. You must send that woman away, she said firmly. She's not who she claimed to be. What do you mean? Do you remember the story of Ajay Alokoron? Darasimi shivered. It was an old tale about the spirit that disguised itself as a caregiver to steal children's souls for rituals. These stories are not for entertainment, Mama Risi said. They are warnings. Atinuke may be tying your children's spirit to something dark. What do I do? First, get rid of her. Then clean your home. Pray hard, my children. Evil spirits do not leave easily. Darasimi returned home, determined to get rid of Atinuke that evening. She and Tunde asked her to leave. Atinuke didn't argue. She simply smiled, a cool, chilling smile. I will go, she said, but some spirits don't let go so easily. Her words echo in Darasimi's mind long after she left. 3 months later, Darasimi thought the nightmare was over. The children had returned to their cheerful shelf, and the house felt normal again. But one night, the drumming returned, louder and closer than before. Darasimi ran to the children's room and froze. Atinuke was there, standing over Fola's crib. Her eyes were glassy, and her lips moved in silent incantation. In her hands was another black pouch. Darasimi screamed, "What are you doing here?" Atinuke turned slowly, her face twisted into an unnatural grin. I told you, madam, some spirits don't let go. Before Darasimi could move, Atinuke vanished into thin air, leaving only the sound of her chilling laughter behind. Darasimi and her family moved out of the house the following week, but the trauma stayed with them. They learned a lesson they will never forget. Some traditions and superstitions aren't just stories. They are warnings. And they never left their children alone with a nanny again. Thank you for listening and following through this story. This is a warning sign to all parents. Thank you. For more videos, subscribe to our channel.